Let's talk about one of my favorite topics, and that's actually how to create and run an amazing mastermind group. So let me give you the opening arguments to this conversation. So basically, if you are trying to bring your coaching business to the next level, you might at some point think about having an amazing mastermind group. But let me first define a mastermind group so we have a clear idea what I'm speaking about in today's conversation. So what is a mastermind group? Basically, when you think about it, a mastermind group is different from most other types of groups people join. That's essentially because a mastermind group is made up of peers, each of whom brings his or her experience to the table to help each other master something, inspire one another, and offer accountability for growth over time. So we are speaking about, it's not about a group of equals, but a group of complementary individuals. So you probably know that many business owners swear by mastermind groups, but they're becoming more popular across the board for entrepreneurs, career builders, personal development devotees, and more. Okay, let me give you the background work to run a successful mastermind group. First of all, you want to get clarity on your big purpose. It's all about granularity, right? So what is your big purpose? What is the essential force? What is the essential topic driving you nowadays? So in many cases, the goal will be mastery, but that's a bit fuzzy, right? So if it's a group of entrepreneurs, for example, this might mean goals like doubling their business, helping business owners scale, or hiring a team to free up creative space for an owner, right? It's not about just having those sort of dazzling topics like, mastery or no. Be very clear here. It's all about granularity. So that's the first thing. The first thing is you want to get clarity on your big purpose. It's all about being as transparent as possible so people know exactly what's happening here and you're not trying to really waste people's times and energy and resources. The second thing you want to do is you want to handpick your members. Don't try to really invite everybody's into that group. Otherwise, the group just becomes another group. Remember, we are having a mastermind group. So you want to have masters in that group, mastermind group. So in terms of handpicking your members, you got to really pay attention to a few things: expertise, experience, personality, right? Because you don't want to have somebody who doesn't fit within the group. I mean, the person can be expert, but if the person has a crappy personality, that's really bad for the group. So when we talk about running an amazing mastermind group, especially when it comes to the background, like in terms of running a great mastermind group, after getting clarity on your big purpose, handpicking your members, you want to create clear rules and expectations. So when we talk about clear rules and expectations, what do I mean by that? Well, the thing is that when you have mastermind groups, folks, they think this is a group of equals. Like if you have a mastermind group of entrepreneurs, everybody think that they're just equals. But like I said a little earlier, it's not about being equals. It's about complementary individuals. So you want to look for that complement in terms of experience, in terms of expertise, in terms of personality. But most importantly, if you don't have roles and expectations, you have nowhere to go, right? It's all about having a GPS that will lead you to where you are going, giving you clear directions. So a good mastermind group needs structure. So before you even started, you want to really put some rules and expectations into place, because the last thing you want is to actually try to really solve or negotiate certain things that should be very basic from the go. Okay. Because the thing is that you want your members to have a great experience. You want also your members to actually know what will happen. Some members love predictability. I mean, most members love predictability. That's why we have in society laws. Let me give you a few rules your mastermind group could set from the beginning, and you can communicate them to members even before the first meeting. Before the first meeting, I said before the first meeting. Don't try to really send this via email after the first meeting. Well, no. You want to send it before the first meeting. Attendance, number one. Number two, how to treat each other. Those two quintessential rules are important. I mean, when we talk about attendance, remember, a mastermind group is not middle school, right? But a mastermind group requires serious commitment to the transformations people in the group will experience. I mean, this is not kindergarten. Okay. And that's why a lot of groups choose to have expectations around attendance. For example, you can miss one meeting if you really need to, but after that, you're out. right? So you set clear boundaries, and it's not being heavy-handed to set a rules like this, because people might say, well, this is a tough ass mastermind group. No, 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 no. You really want to have this sort of a structure, this really stringent sort of rules from the get-go, so that you can establish order. It's showing your members that this is a group of dedicated members who want serious transformation, and that you can't experience transformation if you don't show up. Also, the second thing you want to really think about is chemistry. How do you treat each other? In general, it's great to actually start with the expectation that the group will be a safe space, safe from judgment, bullying, discrimination, and all the other terrible things that occasionally pop up in human interactions. I mean, set a few ground rules, or even one big one around respect and kindness, and communicate it too. Make it clear that you will enforce those rules. And if somebody breaks the rules, they're out. If you're thinking about running an amazing mastermind group, you want to choose a platform. I mean, you can try everything. You can do the nice, clear rules, the procedures, blah 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 blah. But if you have a crappy platform that doesn't really work, that is always glitchy, you're not going anywhere. And some mastermind groups choose an online space where they can live. It lets them stay in touch and build a community outside of the weekly meeting. And the host can share things like, like purposes, mission, goals, and what have you. And so they can share things they're thinking about, weekly questions for reflection, and other things to help keep the mastermind members on track in between the meetings. So that's kind of cool in terms of activating the chemistry that you are going to need necessarily in a mastermind group, right? Because the last thing you want is to actually have a lethargic mastermind group, and everybody just wasting your time. You just go there and you feel like nothing is happening, and that's kind of cool. So basically, you want to look for a great mastermind. You want to look for a great platform to host your mastermind. You can go for Paper for instance. You can go for Mighty Networks. We actually have an entire show on this topic. So basically, if you have a great space to host your mastermind, you can schedule your events, communicate your agenda and ground rules, and so much more. And it's all actually built into the platform, and really, really easy to use. So that's kind of cool. You also want to set your meeting time and agenda, right? Think about a mastermind group as, let's say, a meeting of the shareholders of a company, or the directors, the board of directors. Okay, so setting a meeting time and agenda. This seems pretty easy, but sometimes it's the most challenging. When you have a group of busy people, it can be tricky to bring their schedules together. You can use the services to poll your members about the best time to meet. And you can do this with the poll function within the software, within a question software tool, and find a time that works for everyone. So that's kind of cool. And so once it's set, everyone can see the details live in your event section. So that's kind of cool. Do share, though, the group rules and the agenda before the meeting, so your members know what to expect. And if they need to prepare a little bit, even just manually, that's kind of cool. So that's really fantastic. Let me talk to you about the strategy here. So when we talk about running an amazing mastermind group, it's important to really understand that you have to think about how to run a mastermind group meeting, right? Everything revolves around the meetings, because if you have a meeting of the minds, folks have to be there to actually share their experiences, their expertise, and what have you. So you want to start on time. Don't try to really play games around time. The last thing you said 9 o'clock and you show up at 11. No, no, no. So have you ever been in groups where it's the set start time and the facilitator just says, oh, we'll wait for everyone else to get there? The message that sends to your members before you've even started is that their time is not as important as the stragglers. After all, they work hard to show up on time. So you want to reward them by starting the meeting on time. Always. Don't try to really reward the lazy ass, the late ass, the delayed ass. No. You want to really reward those who show up on time. And some mastermind groups even have a rule: if you are going to be more than 10 minutes late, don't bother coming in. And that's kind of cool. I mean, don't say this is too strict. No. If you want to have a successful mastermind group, you better set the rules from the get-go. Okay. I mean, ultimately, you can choose what's right for your group anyway. But I'm just giving you some general instructions here. And when we talk about running a mastermind group meeting, you have to think about welcome and introductions. It's important to do this, especially in your first meeting. But remember that 20 minutes of small talk at the start of the meeting is draining away your members' valuable time. People can actually make small talk before and after if they want. You want to use the introduction time to bring you right into the material. So no more time wasting. Let me give you an example. You could go around and have everyone say his or her name and get his or her goals for attending the first session. And this gets you right into the frame of mind to think about the problems you are collectively working on. And let me give you some other welcome activities you can try. So you can have members share recent wins and losses, especially if they are entrepreneurs or let's say coaches. You can have members identify their why they're there, their purpose, what's driving them. You can have members name something they would like to improve about themselves. And you can have members close their eyes and breathe for 30 seconds. And this 30 seconds are kind of critical because it allows them to actually pause a little bit and think of why they're there. And the key word here is vulnerable. So, okay, basically the thing is that, vulnerability has the power to connect us and ground us in the real. So use your welcome to try to get your members comfortable with being a bit vulnerable. It will pay dividends for the rest of your time together. Next thing you want to do is you want to try the hot seat method. And so when I speak about the hot seat method, this is one of the most popular mastermind features here. Okay, so the hot seat method basically means that one member shares something they are working on uninterrupted. So basically you want to let the member speak for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. Okay, and so the other members can then ask questions and offer feedback from their own experiences. And the hot seat method is kind of cool because it allows the member to actually share expertise, but also experiences in depth and breadth. And try to keep the feedback focused though. You want to keep the feedback focused on actionable things because like human nature, basically people might divert the discussion into things that might not be related to the main topic. Not necessarily a bad thing, but you want to really keep things focused here. And you want to ask each member to commit to a course of action or a next step at the end of their session or the meeting. You can write those goals down to document them. That's kind of cool in terms of granularity, okay? And remember, the goal of the hot seat is actually not to have the other members tell the main member what to do or the focused member what to do. It's to actually share experiences and ideas, and most importantly, based on our investigation, to ask questions to help the member decide what they want to do, right? It's all about having this sort of a safe space to share ideas, to share experiences. And the next thing you want to do is you want to keep accountability. So accountability is kind of critical. When we talk about running an amazing mastermind group, accountability is important because, it's easy to say, I'm going to network with C-suites this month and leverage those relationships into a CMO role. Or let's say I'm going to do market research and design a new product, right? But hey, listen, we do this all the time. People actually make promises and then before you know it, they just forgot it, okay? So basically, the whole thing about New Year's resolution, right? People actually make New Year's resolution only to forget about them like on around January 5th or January 10th. So how often do we keep those New Year's resolutions? So the mastermind group actually adds a layer of accountability. So when you say you are going to do something, you actually need to know that you are showing up next month having given your best dang effort, or else you are going to have to tell your group that you didn't try. So think about it, right? So that's actually a tough thing, even if it could be a bit embarrassing. But the resulting power here is accountability. If you have an online community accompanying your mastermind group, you can post people's goals and next steps in the community and let people check in and ask questions between the scheduled group sessions. So that's kind of encouraging too. Let me give you some closing thoughts here. So when we talk about running an amazing mastermind group, it's important to understand that it's all about creating chemistry. It's all about having like a conduit for transparency, a conduit for fostering encouragement, fostering collaboration. Okay, after your time together, people will often be energized. That's the fantastic thing. So to close your meeting, keep it simple. Don't add a bunch of extra fluff that will take away from that energy. Don't try to razzle dazzle people, because some coaches and some mastermind group, let's say host, they like to just talk and talk and talk. Don't do that. Okay. So here are a few closing exercises that work great for drawing the meeting together and getting you ready to go back into the world for another month. So go around the circle and share a one word takeaway from the meeting. You could also go around the circle and have everyone state his or her most important next step, and have everyone close his or her eyes and visualize coming back next month and presenting their results. How good would that feel? Now, I'm speaking here in terms of a month, but this could be the next 2 weeks. This could be the next quarter. This can be the next week. It really depends on the frequency of meeting that you as a mastermind group has adopted. So these sorts of exercises should be centering and powerful, helping you reclaim the focus and energy of the meeting and push it forward, right? Find what feels good for you and your group. Not everyone is into a visualization. Remember that. If it's not your thing, find a closing activity you can be comfortable leading. And if you want to run an amazing mastermind group, you want to schedule the next meeting. It's all about having a action reaction follow up, right? So you might have set a scheduled meeting next time at the beginning of your mastermind journey. For example, we meet the second Tuesday of each month. We meet let's say we meet 2 Tuesdays a month. This works really well and is probably the best way to do it. And otherwise, make sure you actually end each meeting with a reminder of what the next meeting will be and when. Make sure you schedule your sessions with enough time in between for members to act on decisions they have made. Most masterminds meet monthly or quarterly. It really depends again on the availability of the members. Let me give you a sample here. So let me give you a simple mastermind schedule. So if you are wondering how to schedule your own mastermind, you could try something like this. We'll actually put this on the screen so you have a clear idea what I'm speaking about. So this is actually for a group with 6 members, and this can go all the way to 10 members. So you can say from 3 to 3:10, and this could be on a Saturday afternoon. So from 3 to 3:10, welcome and gathering exercise. We'll put this once again on the screen. So from 3 to 3:10, welcome and gathering exercise. From 3:10 to 3:55, you have 3 hot seat sessions, and those sessions every is 15 minutes long. And from 3:55 to 4:05, you have a break. By the way, once again, I'm speaking here about a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon. And so from 3:55 to 4:05, you have a break. People can actually drink some water, goes for some biology, go to the bathroom or what have you. So that's kind of cool too. And from 4:05 to 4:50, you have 3 more hot seat sessions, 15 minutes each. This is for a group with 6 members. But if you have 9 members, you can repeat the 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay. And from 4:50 to 5 o'clock, you have closing reflections and announcements. I mean, announcements could be anything. It could be what the next meeting will be or will be about, when it will be, and if somebody has something to say. If you have a mastermind group with entrepreneurs, if one entrepreneur wants to announce something, maybe they have a new product up, or they a lot of things. So think about the announcements as a miscellaneous kind of thing. So in conclusion, I mean, having covered all these things, you are ready to run your first mastermind group. It's exciting. Be aware that you will learn and grow with your group. If you are facilitating and this is your first time, give yourself permission to not be perfect at it, right? It's one of those things where don't try to really pound yourself and pressure yourself. I mean, you'll get better as you grow, and hopefully you have actually built a group full of energetic, kind people who will work with you to make sure everyone gets a chance. It's all about what? Lifting everyone up. So it's one of those things where if you are going to go with a mastermind group, make sure that you have the chemistry. I mean, the 3 things that I spoke to you about, right? The chemistry, the expertise, and most importantly, how they treat each other. That's very important. So what are the closing arguments here? So in today's conversation, I spoke to you about how to run an amazing mastermind group. I give you the opening arguments, the strategy, and the simple. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.